Hi there, welcome to Prime Time. I'm Paul Orford, and she's back after a little break. Maria Meramveliotaki, the Forex therapist. And, well, since we've been apart from each other, Maria, I've had a big thought. Is my CEO a psychopath? Now, the reason for this is I read a study back in 2008 that there was an increase in CEOs under this condition. They found out it's 21%, which is higher or equal to, I can't remember, than the actual prison population.
Okay.
So, Maria, could you outline first of all what is a psychopath?
Okay, a psychopath is like a personality disorder. It's not really a term that you will find, in the diagnostic manual. But when we refer to a psychopath, we speak about someone who is very callous, lacks empathy, is manipulative, and uses charm to actually manipulate their victims.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty scary thought if you think about that. Yeah. It's got a lot of other characteristics. There's impulsivity, compulsive lying, and things like that. So there are a lot of traits that could actually describe a psychopath. Now, as far as the CEO question, I think that the studies that mentioned these results obviously must have some kind of flaw because it's not such a common thing to be a psychopath. Right. As I said, it's a very serious disorder, and sometimes we may mistake somebody who is greedy or maybe tough looking, or seems unemotional or finds it hard to express their emotions, or does not do us a favor, if you want it like that. We may mistake that as a psychopathic behavior.
Okay, well, so just not to confuse the viewers, a psychopath is not like the films where he has an axe, kills people. There's some traits here which are actually noted down here. Oh, I just messed it up. 1 second. It is... Okay. Charming, devoid of guilt, callous, articulate, self-centered, lack of anxiety, guiltless, lack of empathy, and superficial. It actually sounds like one of the birthday cakes I received once. Does someone put all that on? So with that, I mean, look, it's quite a broad brush stroke with what they're saying there, because you could say to people, okay, Bob, he's got da-da-da-da-da, but he's not a psychopath. It's it does seem to be quite a lazy generalization.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's very easy to assign a label to someone because we want to somehow interpret their behavior or understand it. So, research on real psychopaths shows that their brain is different from people who are not psychopaths. For example, the brain regions that process emotions are smaller. So this is a biological condition. There is biological basis on it. And, I don't know if you ever heard of that. There is this thing we call the dark triad, which is, okay. Yeah. So there are 3 personality traits that comprise that. It's the psychopathy, the Machiavellianism, okay? I will explain what is that, and the narcissism. These are 3 personality traits that comprise this dark triad. Psychopathy, we just explain what it is. Narcissism, a psychopath can actually have narcissistic traits, right, because a narcissist is egocentric. It's all about them. They don't care about other people. They are very vain. So some psychopaths are like that. The Machiavellian thing is this manipulativeness and this very calculating kind of behavior that some people have. Right. Okay, some researchers believe that the Machiavellianism can be, a characteristic of psychopaths. But then, on the other hand, psychopaths tend to be quite impulsive as well. They cannot really control their impulses. Yeah.
So if you're Machiavellian, you're going to be able to control your impulses because you're thinking 10 steps ahead.
Exactly.
You know, and a narcissist, would they be? I think they'd be more impulsive, wouldn't they? Because they don't really care about. I mean, you tell me. You're more about my lack of knowledge.
You know, all these are traits that are quite alike. But a narcissist, for example, does not care about other people, like a psychopath does not care about other people. But a narcissist wouldn't be intentionally harming someone or intentionally evil, if you want to use this strong word. But a psychopath could be intentionally evil in that sense, right? Because there's no guilt, you see. There's no guilt whatsoever about what would you do, or no empathy about what you feel. So that's why I was saying it's a little bit too harsh and a little bit, as you said, a generalization to call CEOs, obviously.
So when people like label them, is it more they're using confirmation bias to say, okay, I think you're a CEO and I'm going to justify it in my I think you're a psychopath, sorry, and I'm going to use this very broad brushstroke to label you. And I think more people are narcissists, and like the definition you give it is far more accurate. You know, what about a sociopath then? What about?
It's like a psychopath, but not as serious a level of lack of empathy, for example, as a psychopath. And sociopaths are correct. It's the antisocial personality disorder. This is how we call it. So there would be more of maybe violence in the extent of, you know, you would see someone who is a criminal to be maybe a sociopath at the same time. You know that we say serial killers are psychopaths. This could be true because obviously if you do that for enjoyment, this is psychopathy. So, but a sociopath maybe is a compulsive thief or something, rather than, or somebody who opposes authority in a very, you know, intense way. So these things are sometimes used interchangeably, but sociopath is a softer version, if I can say that, of a psychopath. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, look, we've got her back on a nice light subject straight away. So also, anyone who thinks they're a psychopath, or you think your boss or CEO is a psychopath, if you go into LinkedIn under this profile, I'm actually going to put a link from a quiz. Are you a psychopath? If you're not, contact me. If you are, contact her. €50 an hour to have a good talk, and we can figure it all out. All right, Maria, thanks as ever, and we're going to be back very, very soon. All right, bye-bye.